All right, good afternoon. This is Steve at Comic-Con in San Diego again. Today we are talking with Terry Cronin, author of the Skinvestigator series, and we're going to talk about his new book, The Tattooed Lady.
Well, The Tattooed Lady is a sort of a side story that's spun off from the Skinvestigator. In the Skinvestigator, there is a character who's a tattoo artist, obviously, and she is the Tattooed Lady. Her name is Urzuli Murphy. She's a Haitian American living in Miami Beach, and there's more to her than meets the eye. She's a woman of many secrets. The thing that I found sort of neat is I felt like I had to go to Haiti first to be able to write this with any sort of authenticity. So I went to Haiti in February, and I got a real flavor of the country, and I felt that lended itself to a little more authentic feel for when I'm telling her story. I've always been interested in Haitian style art, and mostly that art is voodoo art. But when I went to Haiti, I was invited to a voodoo ceremony, and I got a bird's eye view to the kind of things that go on. So it was a really inspirational event.
Will there be more books in the series?
Well, we'll wait and see. I know I do have more of a story to tell about her, but I'm getting sort of pushed to bring another Skinvestigator out, so we'll see what happens.
I was going to say, because you kind of leave this one hanging.
Yes.
Now, also, one of the things I've talked to you about is that I always wish the books were a little bit longer, but I also know that that's not your intent with the books. Could you go a little bit into what it is you're trying to do with this book?
Well, I always try to do this books as a one-flight kind of novel. Like you're getting on a plane and you know you're going to be on a plane for about 3 to 4 hours. You could read this novel on a one-flight trip. I guess I could collect the first 3 Skinvestigators into a hardcover, and there's been talk about that, and then you'd have a full-length novel. But sort of my process is that I like to have a little short novel, get you hooked in, and then reel you in, keep you coming back for more.
So you could do it kind of like a trade paperback of your trade paperback. See, it's like a graphic novel. It's a compilation book, stitching it together into one big book.
Yeah, it's a great idea. That's a great idea. I'm going to take that. I'm going to take that and run.
Good. Can I have a part of your royalties for that?
Of course. You see, it's on tape now. I'm gonna live to regret that.
I may not hold you to it.
Oh, see, he's a good man.
Okay. The other thing that we did the other night is we got a hold of your preview books.
Oh, yeah?
Yes, and I wanted to talk a little bit about Devil in the Flesh, as well as...
Here's the Devil in the Flesh, and this is a collaboration I did with Gus Baranco, who works for a lot of companies in Hollywood and LA, Sony, DreamWorks, etc., Transformers, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Black Panther, but he's never done a comic book. And he's so incredibly talented.
Maybe if I can interrupt you for a second. Sure. Black Panther?
The cartoon.
Oh, okay. I thought we had Movie Scoop.
Yeah. So he's done a lot of great work, but he's never done a comic, and he's just nice enough to include me in a project. And so we collaborated in this post-apocalyptic tale of love and speculative fiction of a disease that no longer lets people touch each other. You know, how do we love in a world where we can no longer touch each other? You know, how do we survive if we can no longer touch each other?
We're stuck touching ourselves.
Well, of course, that would be the only fun you would have, I guess. But how do we as a species survive? And then I wanted to bring this out as a sampler, so it's a flip book, and we've got a Skinvestigator comic in comic form, and really this is about showing off our properties. You know, some people don't read, some people are very visually oriented, and I'm a visually oriented person, and I love comic books, and nothing could tell a story like a great comic book. So we got Dan Cooney, the artist, who he's right here at Comic-Con to draw it, and he really gives it that noir, realistic look that I was looking for, and he just kicked it up a notch. So you can look at this visually and say, you know, I'm hoping people say, oh my God, movie, TV series, that kind of stuff.